Exodus chapter 4. But objected Moses, suppose they will not believe me nor listen to my plea. For they may say, the Lord did not appear to you. The Lord therefore asked him, what is that in your hand? A staff. He answered. The Lord then said, throw it on the ground. When he threw it on the ground, it was changed into a serpent, and Moses sheered away from it. Now put out your hand, the Lord said to him, and take hold of its tail. So he put out his hand and laid hold of it, and it became a staff in his hand. This will take place so that they may believe, he continued, that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham and God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, did appear to you. Again the Lord said to him, put your hand in your bosom. He put it in his bosom, and when he withdrew it, to his surprise, his hand was leprous, like snow. The Lord then said, now put your hand back into your bosom. Moses put his hand back in his bosom, and when he withdrew it, to his surprise, it was again like the rest of his body. If they will not believe you, nor heed the message of the first sign, they should believe the message of the second. And if they will not believe even these two signs, nor heed your plea, take some water from the river and pour it on the dry land. The water you take from the river will become blood on the dry land. Moses, however, said to the Lord, if you please, Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor recently, nor now that you have spoken to your servant. But I am slow of speech and tongue. The Lord said to him, who gives one man speech and makes another deaf and dumb? Or who gives sight to one and makes another blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Go then, it is I who will assist you in speaking and will teach you what you are to say. Yet he insisted, if you please, Lord, send someone else. Then the Lord became angry with Moses and said, have you not your brother Aaron the Levite? I know that he is an eloquent speaker. Besides, he is now on his way to meet you. When he sees you, his heart will be glad. You are to speak to him then and put the words in his mouth. I will assist both you and him in speaking and will teach the two of you what you are to do. He shall speak to the people for you. He shall be your spokesman, and you shall be as good as God to him. Take your staff in your hand. With it you are to perform the signs. After this, Moses returned to his father-in-law Jethro and said to him, let me go back, please, to my kinsmen in Egypt to see whether they are still living. Jethro replied, go in peace. In Midian, the Lord said to Moses, go back to Egypt, for all the men who sought your life are dead. So Moses took his wife and his sons and started back to the land of Egypt, with them riding the ass. The staff of God he carried with him. The Lord said to him, on your return to Egypt, see that you perform before Pharaoh all the wonders I have put in your power. I will make him obstinate, however, so that he will not let the people go. So you shall say to Pharaoh, thus says the Lord, Israel is my son, my firstborn. Hence I tell you, let my son go, and he may serve me. If you refuse to let him go, I warn you, I will kill your son, your firstborn. On the journey at a place where they spent the night, the Lord came upon Moses and would have killed him. But Zipporah took a piece of flint and cut off her son's foreskin, and touching his person, she said, you are a spouse of blood to me. Then God let Moses go. At that time, she said, a spouse of blood in regard to the circumcision. The Lord said to Aaron, Go into the desert to meet Moses. So he went, and when they met at the mountain of God, Aaron kissed him. Moses informed him of all the Lord had said in sending him, and of the various signs he had enjoined upon him. Then Moses and Aaron went and assembled all the elders of the Israelites. Aaron told them everything the Lord had said to Moses, and he performed the signs before the people. The people believed, and when they heard that the Lord was concerned about them and had seen their affliction, they bowed down in worship. Exodus chapter 5. After that, Moses and Haron went to Pharaoh and said, Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, Let my people go, that they may celebrate a feast to me in the desert. Pharaoh answered, Who is the Lord, that I should heed his plea to let Israel go? I do not know the Lord. Even if I did, I will not let Israel go. They replied, The God of the Hebrews has sent us word. Let us go a 3 days' journey in the desert, that we may offer sacrifice to the Lord our God. Otherwise he will punish us with pestilence of the sword. The king of Egypt answered them, What do you mean, Moses and Aaron, by taking the people away from their work? Off to your labor. Look how numerous the people of the land are already, continued Pharaoh, and yet you will give them rest from their labor. That very day Pharaoh gave the masters and foremen of the people with order, You shall no longer supply the people with straw for their brick making, as you have previously done. Let them go and gather straw themselves, yet you shall levy upon them the same quota of bricks as they have previously made. Do not reduce it. They are lazy. That is why they are crying, Let us go to offer sacrifice to our God. Increase the work for the men, so that they keep their mind on it, and pay no attention to lying words. So the taskmasters and foremen of the people went out and told them, Thus says Pharaoh, I will not provide you with straw. Go and gather the straw yourselves wherever you can find it. Yet there must not be the slightest reduction in your work. The people then scattered throughout the land of Egypt to gather stubble for straw, while the taskmasters kept driving them on, saying, Finish your work the same daily amount as when your straw was supplied. The foremen of the Israelites, whom the taskmasters of Pharaoh had placed over them, were beaten and were asked, Why have you not completed your prescribed amount of bricks yesterday and today as before? Then the Israelite foremen came and made their appeal to Pharaoh. Why do you treat your servants in this manner? No straw is supplied to your servants, and still we are told to make bricks. Look how your servants are beaten. It is you who are at fault. Pharaoh answered, It is just because you are lazy that you keep saying, Let us go and offer sacrifice to the Lord. Off to work. Then straw shall not be provided for you, but you must still deliver your quota of bricks. The Israelites foremen knew they were in a sorry plight, having been told not to reduce the daily amount of bricks. When therefore they left Pharaoh and came upon Moses and Aaron, who were waiting to meet them, they said to them, The Lord look upon you and judge. You have brought us into bad odor with Pharaoh and his servants, and have put a sword in their hands to slay us. Moses again had recourse to the Lord and said, Lord, why do you treat these people so badly? And why did you send me on such a mission? Ever since I went to Pharaoh to speak in your name, He has maltreated these people of yours, and you have done nothing to rescue them. Exodus chapter 6. Then the Lord answered Moses, Now you shall see what I will do to Pharaoh. Forced by my mighty hand, he will send them away. Compelled by my outstretched arm, he will drive them from his land. God also said to Moses, I am the Lord, as God the Almighty I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But my name, Lord, I did not make known to them. I also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land in which they were living as aliens. And now that I have heard a groaning of the Israelites, whom the Egyptians are treating as slaves, I am mindful of my covenant. Therefore, say to the Israelites, I am the Lord. I will free you from the forced labor, the Egyptians, and will deliver you from their slavery. I will rescue you by my outstretched arm and with mighty acts of judgment. I will take you as my own people, and you shall have me as your God. You will know that I, the Lord, am your God when I free you from the labor of the Egyptians, and bring you into the land which I swore to give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I will give it to you as your own possession. I, the Lord. But when Moses told this to the Israelites, they would not listen to him because of their dejection and hard slavery. Then the Lord said to Moses, Go and tell Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to let the Israelites leave his land. But Moses protested to the Lord, If the Israelites will not listen to me, how can it be that Pharaoh will listen to me, poor speaker that I am? Still the Lord, to bring the Israelites out of Egypt, spoke to Moses and Aaron and gave them his orders regarding both the Israelites and Pharaoh, king of Egypt. These are the heads of the ancestral houses. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, were Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. These are the clans of Reuben. The sons of Simeon were Jenuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul, who was the son of a Canaanite woman. These are the clans of Simeon. The names of the sons of Levi in their genealogical order are Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Levi lived 137 years. The sons of Gershon as heads of clans were Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath were Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. Kohath lived 133 years. The sons of Merari were Mahali and Mushi. These are the clans of Levi in their genealogical order. Amram married his aunt Jochebed, who bore him Aaron, Moses, and Miriam. Amram lived 137 years. The sons of Izhar were Korah, Nepheg, and Zikri. The sons of Uzziel were Mishael, Elzaphan, and Sidri. Aaron married Amminadab's daughter, Elisheba, the sister of Nashon. She bore him Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Idma. The sons of Korah were Asir, Elkanah, and Abiasaph. These are the clans of the Korahites. Aaron's son Eleazar married one of Pethuel's daughter, who bore him Phinehas. These are the heads of the ancestral clans of the Levites. This is the Aaron, and this the Moses to whom the Lord said, Lead the Israelites from the land of Egypt, company by company. These are the ones who spoke to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring the Israelites out of Egypt. The same Moses and Aaron. On the day the Lord spoke to Moses in Egypt, he said, I am the Lord. Repeat to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, all that I tell you. But Moses protested to the Lord, since I am a poor speaker, how can it be that Pharaoh will listen to me? The word of the Lord.